tell me what you think about this and maybe the rivalry with Bjergsen, because this has always been a hot topic. So go ahead and just click play.
I don't really care much for the matchup against Jensen. I don't think I ever really am one to talk about it. I think the fans talk about it, the analysts talk about it, even Jensen talks about it quite a bit, but it's not really been something that I've been thinking about a lot.
This is Azento from Esports Heaven, and I have here with me Jensen from Cloud9. A really, really good game against Team Liquid. They fought very well. You fought very well, of course. Talk to me about the Baron sneak. What was going on there? What was the call there? Because it looked like you guys chunked them out beforehand. Just kind of walk me through that. Like, did you all just know just to go for that?
Well, we knew our comp had a lot of Baron damage, and we kind of just we won the fight. No one obviously died, but they got pretty low. So we thought if we start the Baron, they have to come back into us or look for a steal. But because we have Kalista, we thought if they come in, we can either finish it or we can probably kill them, right? But they kind of just gave it up, so there's that.
Okay, so also the fight at Elder Drake was really long. It was stalemated. I talked with Santorin about that actually, and he had mentioned that, well, it was kind of on Cloud9 to be able to push it because, you know, their comp was better in terms of just holding the line, and it was kind of the first person to engage loses against these two different team comps. What's your opinion on that and the Elder Drake fight?
Well, I think with our comp, we kind of just have to play front to back, kill their front line. It's hard for us to really get on their back line. So it's really hard for us to really start a fight, whereas their comp kind of wants to come in from different angles and try to pressure us. So as long as we're fighting front to back, it should be favored to us, in my opinion. And during the whole time, I was just pushing mid-wave after mid-wave, and I was just chilling, getting farm for free. But I'm sure maybe we could have pushed it more, but honestly, every time I went mid, they would start the Elder, so I'd have to push mid and come back to the Elder. But as long as we wouldn't get flanked, I thought, we would be happy in a situation like that.
Mm-hmm. So I want to touch on maybe you and Blaber synergy because, obviously back in the day, you guys were teammates, but even beforehand with Team Liquid, you had a player like Xmithie who is more of like a control style jungler. He's chilling, and I often hear Doublelift had said, I believe in an interview or a video once, that Xmithie was the no man. So he was the guy that said no a lot to plays or certain reactions. Talk to me about that difference and about that transition of going from a player like Xmithie to now Blaber.
They're pretty much opposite players. Blaber likes to start a lot of fights and fight a lot. And I think he's really good at seeing angles that other people wouldn't see. Whereas Xmithie is very, very good at taking fights where we're going to be favored no matter what and just playing more macro centered style. So they're very different. One is a bit more slow, and then Blaber is obviously the more let's just fucking fight. Let's just get in there and see what happens. But yeah, I think either style works, right? But the one with Blaber is definitely more fun.
So I want to jump to maybe something that I believe I had heard once and heard you talk about before, which is Cloud9's house rules, which is, and I don't know if this is still going on, but that you have to do a run or some kind of workout regiment. Is that still the case as you have come back into the Cloud9 house?
We have morning workouts. Yeah. It's not like a run, it's just pretty much just a full body workout. We do from, I think it's Tuesday to Friday. Yeah.
Do you think that helps you at all or helps your play or anything?
I think if everyone like works out in the morning, then everyone is gonna show up fresh to scrims. Sometimes it can be a bit exhausting because like we do go pretty hard in the workouts, but I mean overall it's healthy and good for the body. So there's not really like one thing, like you can't really say like, oh, it's bad for you.
Yeah, there's no downside.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So now obviously you have Max Waldo as a coach, and that must be incredibly different from Reapered. What are some differences, I guess, that you see?
I think Reaper just kind of like to control everything, how draft work, how he would be very, I don't know if stubborn is the right word, but he would like have very strong opinions about what he thinks is right, whereas Max Waldo is pretty much the opposite. I think he's a lot more lenient and kind of just lets us do what we think is right. I mean, obviously not if it's like some dumb shit, right? But it's a lot easier to work with someone like Max Waldo. Obviously, they're very different people, but yeah.
So I want to bring up this video here on my phone. I want you to watch it here. This is from 2020 in summer split of LCS, and just kind of tell me what you think about this and maybe the rivalry with Bjergsen, because this has always been a hot topic. So go ahead and just click play.
I don't really care much for the matchup against Jensen. I don't think I ever really am one to talk about it. I think the fans talk about it, the analysts talk about it, even Jensen talks about it quite a bit, but it's not really been something that I've been thinking about a lot. I feel like I had to focus more on Jensen back when he was on C9 and the team really revolved around him and he was playing a lot more to snowball and get leads and was really the focal point of the team. But that doesn't really feel like the case anymore. He just feels like he's kind of a solid role player and it's mostly about kind of whichever team plays better wins. Yeah, it seems like he has a bit of a personal grudge against me or a little bit of saltiness from the past that he feels like he has to talk about me a lot, but I just think it's funny.
I mean, honestly, I think the point where he says he doesn't have to focus on me as much kind of makes sense, because I think on TL, just like TL now, is a pretty passive team that doesn't really do too much. So it was kind of just how we played as a team that, you have to focus on. It's the same with TL now. Like, you don't really think about there's not really like one player that's like always the consistent carry. On TL, they kind of just, like to scale. So I get that. As for the saltiness, I don't think so. I think it's just, like the fans like to talk about it, and, if you get asked questions, you try to answer them to your best ability, but it feel like a bit too much at the time.
Yeah. Do you feel like with this victory, maybe it's a little bit of one-up, tit for tat against Bjergsen?
Not really, to be honest. I don't think either of us really care too much about a regular season win. I don't think either of us, played amazing. I don't feel like I really outperformed him by any means. I think I did my job, but I don't feel like I can be proud of myself and be like, oh yeah, I shit on Bjergsen, because I don't think that happened. So it feels good to win, and I'm happy we won the game. But I know that come playoffs, it's gonna be. That's what it really matters. So until then, doesn't really matter to me.
All right, well, give them hell in playoffs for sure. I'm looking forward to that. This has been Azento from Esports Heaven and Jensen from Cloud9. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.